You know, guys, I used to do drugs all the time. Used to smoke weed every day for like 10 years straight. Used to drink alcohol pretty frequently. Not super frequently. I wouldn't have called myself like an alcoholic, but I used to drink alcohol once in a while, maybe once a month, once every couple months. Sometimes it was like once a week type shit. I used to smoke cigarettes every day for years. And I quit all those things, or I stopped doing all those things. I don't like the word quit in that sense because, yeah, I feel like quit is like giving up on like doing something that's good. Whereas, yeah, I made the conscious, positive decision to stop doing those things because I realized I was more productive without them. And I had tried to stop many times, and I had stopped many times, for a certain period, and then I would go back. What changed it for me was, yeah, I completed the largest obstacle course in Europe last year, around May 19th, with about 50 of my Warrior brothers, and I was sitting there after it, it was like 2-3 days of just fucking constant, like, agony, fucking pain, just, like, intensity, just, like, doing my absolute best every second for, like, 2-3 days in a row. And it was at that time that I not only realized that I am more productive without those things, but also that in order to stop doing those things, I need to stop doing them forever. Because if I say, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do it in moderation, I'm just gonna take a break or whatever the fuck, like if you leave some room to go back to it, then they're fucking addictive substances. And if you start doing it a little bit, chances are you're gonna start doing it a lot. Especially if you've done it a lot before, So, yeah, I was sitting there next to my brother James from Michigan, American G, and we were sitting next to each other in chairs, sitting outside in the sun in Marbella, Spain area, on a mountain. I looked over to him and I said, because we were just talking about like smoking and just life and shit. And I had that realization. I looked over at him and I said, man, I promise you, I'll never smoke weed again. Never smoke cigarettes again. I'll never drink alcohol again. And then I shook his hands. To this fucking day, still haven't done those fucking things. And I'm grateful. I think people, they want to stop doing those things, but they don't know how to stop and to stop forever. Personally, I think the way to stop, at least that's what's worked for me, is to tell your brother, somebody you respect, that, just tell them just like I did, make that promise, shake on it. And if you have any fucking integrity in your fucking heart, you just won't fucking do those things anymore. That's the way I see it. Because how the fuck you gonna tell your brother something, make a promise to him, and then not fucking keep that promise, you know? To me, like, keeping that promise, keeping my integrity, that was stronger than the temptation and the fucking peer pressure and the urge and the fucking withdrawal symptoms or whatever the fuck. Like, you know, sometimes I see people smoking, see people drinking, I'm like, yeah, seems fun, seems nice. That, you know, I remember when I had good times with that, but then I think about the promise I made. I'm just like, I'm not gonna break my promise. I'm not gonna ruin my integrity. I'm not gonna make what I said to my bro a lie. So, just not gonna do that shit. And then I start to think about other things. I'm just like, alright, book's closed. How do I make more money? You know, how do I improve myself, level up? So yeah, I mean, I also realized, you know, when I didn't smoke or do those things that were like negative, those were habits, right? I would replace those habits with a more positive habit, because you can't just remove a habit, otherwise there's a void and then it's gotta be fucking filled, and you might just go back to that fucking habit again, you know, because you are used to having that habit in that place. But if you replace that habit with a different habit that's a more positive habit, then that makes it a lot more long-term sustainable, in my opinion. That's been my experience. So yeah, I mean, instead of smoking and drinking and all that shit as much, you know, I've just been doing fight training more, just been working more. Let's see, talking with girls more and shit. But yeah, mostly fight training and working. Actually, mostly working, then fight training, then talking with girls and shit. So, yeah, you know, just self-development shit, you know. Just been, yeah, developing myself a lot more. So, that's pretty much it. My intention is to help you guys with these videos. So let me know if it does help.